Welcome back. It is 21 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, Jamaica. I'm sorry for you if it is cold where you are, but look here, it's cool and nice on Jamrock. It's about time for us to get a few degrees hotter. It's now time for the headlines with Holy K. I mean, morning, Daniel. Holy, I mean, holy. I mean,
I cannot
holy and
manage
acceptable.
with you. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. I can tell you. Yeah, holy, but clean.
Holy,
that may I tell you. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to all the visitors to our beautiful island. Persons from London, persons from the UK, persons from Scotland, Ireland. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all our visitors from the United States of America, from Canada, from also other Caribbean islands that are here. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for choosing Jamaica Land We Love, the land of wood and water, as well as sunrise on CVMTV. It must be nice to see you come to Jamaica and you get a nice breakfast, you know.
Yes.
You're going to Dunn's River, you're going to go to Green Grotto Caves.
You have your whole itinerary planned.
Yeah, because Usher was here the other day with his family. A lot of these superstars, and the other day too, Maxwell was here as well, and they go to their different, villas and secret hideaways. But we love it because we have that kind of aesthetic to offer to them. So, because to all our visitors, thank you so much for choosing Jamaica, and
Jamaica
we welcome all of you.
An aesthetic, and we have some headlines to offer you.
Right,
and
aesthetic headlines.
And it's so good that she is whole.
Oh.
Hi, Tia. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Lovely.
Let's jump into the headlines. So first up, dog owner to pay $1.5 million after Rottweiler attack. A St. Anne videographer has been ordered to pay $1.5 million in damages, including plastic surgery costs, to a businesswoman who got injured by his dog. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Leonie Lewis, who filed a negligence claim against Curtis Sr. after being attacked and bitten by one of his dogs last month. Lewis was attacked by 4 dogs and bitten multiple times on her left thigh and knee by a Rottweiler belonging to Sr. while walking in her St. Anne neighborhood in Bel Air, Runaway Bay. She was awarded $975,000 for general damages and $51,666 in special damages. Both awards attracted 3% interest from May 16, 2016 to November 8, 2024. Lewis also received a future medical expense award of $450,000 to cover her plastic surgery for the scars on her thighs.
I think that is justice. My only challenge is that it took so long, from 2016 till now. I think that people...
but in these types of personal injury cases, you want the time because you don't know how the damage is going to proceed. So the longer the time. So if I'm going to have nerve damage, I can't assess that in a year. So I actually want the time to run because it further solidifies that, actually it's permanent damage. You see what I'm saying? So it actually works.
Okay.
In those cases.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's the name of the act? Some liability of dog owners liability. What's it called? I mean, it's a piece of established
legislation. The name eludes me right now, but I know which one you're talking about. That you're responsible for your animals.
Yes, you are.
People have to take care and responsibility of their animals.
Exactly.
Do not have animals that you cannot control, that you cannot properly care for, that you cannot provide for, and when they become a menace to other people, you are going to be made to pay. Because some of these injuries, Dennis, could cost life. People, dog rush you, I had people dead,
Exactly.
Your life is a change forever. Emotional damage, just stress and everything that comes along with it, you understand?
I know somebody who was walking in her community in Stony Hill, and she was attacked by dogs, bitten, and she's never gone walking again. And every time she drives past the place,
the trauma.
She just thinks about it. And this is now well over a decade. And she's never gone walking again. And I think, imagine you, I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go walking every day. And then this happens to you, and it throws your life on a particular trajectory. The dog bite you and damage one nerve in your leg. You never walk the same again.
I remember a teacher was mauled by some dogs about probably 5 years ago. Yeah, a primary school teacher, if I'm not mistaken. And it really cut very deeply, you know? And I'm like, wow, that's somebody's mom, you understand? And yes, not all owners are careless or negligent, but the responsibility still rests at your feet because the dogs belong to you.
The dogs belong to you.
We're talking about people who go walking and things like that. What about pedestrians who have to walk on the roads to take a bus, to take a taxi? And because they don't have any choice and they're consistently either attacked or afraid or have to walk with stick and wonder, you know.
That's not right.
So it is important to, of course, we love our dogs and we want our dogs to be well cared for, but we also have to be very responsible for what they do.
And some of the times, people take up what they cannot manage because it is popular or because it is cool.
Cute.
And so, yeah, me Rottweiler, you cannot manage them. You don't have the space to manage them, and so you keep them in one space or make them agitated and they want to. You understand? You cannot manage them. Some of the times you're walking on the road or you're driving, and you see people walk. Is the dog walking them? The dog will walk them. And I'm like, what you would I do if that dog gets away from? Because they can barely manage it.
And especially children in communities, you know, our communities where children are playing and they're there. A child shouldn't have to be afraid. You know what I mean? To play because the dogs are just let loose and wild. So persons have to be really responsible and take care. So justice, but trust me, in those cases, you want the time to
run. Yes. All right.
Now we know. Now we know, although I don't want to find out.
But then just 1.5, I'm lucky.
Yeah, well, I guess based on the damage, it wasn't, you know what I mean? So the judge, in his or her wisdom, right, so, you know, it's crazy. But I'm happy that that case was resolved. And I want persons to understand, too, that when you're attacked by dogs, you have a case, or you may have a case before the court. So don't take it for granted and just go home and stop the dog bite. And no, it's not like that. You understand? Depending on the injury, depending on the level of the injury, there may be cause for you to bring an action against the owner of said animal.
That's good information.
A big dog, post, lion, tiger, or bear.
You heard it here first.
All right.
All right, so next up, Ward Theatre in need of critical care. The Ward Theatre, a landmark performing arts venue, is sadly in a state of disrepair. This historic building deserves significant attention and well-planned program to restore it to its former glory. That's the request of many persons in the performing arts arena. The building was designed by architect Rudolph Henriquez of the firm Henriquez & Son in the early 20th century, and the Ward Theatre was gifted to the city of Kingston in 1912 by Colonel Charles Ward. Now, Colonel Ward, a former Custos of Kingston, who was also a partner in the company J. Ray and Nephew Limited, according to Rebecca Tortello, the Ward was declared a national monument on January 7, 2000, and the theatre, a playhouse, not a cinema, has a long history encompassing the nation's social, cultural, and political identities. The Ward is also where both political parties, the People's National Party, the PNP, and the Jamaica Labour Party, the JLP, were launched on September 18, 1938 and July 8, 1943, respectively. As the most prominent venue for the performing arts during a period of 60 years, the Ward Theatre has a special place in Jamaica's performing arts history.
So what is new? What is the new development?
The new development is that there are increased calls for its sustained.
Sorry, I must have missed them. I haven't heard who is making the new calls, but I'd love to see the details of the new calls because, you know, I know that there was significant expenditure being made for the in the renovation when Delroy Williams was mayor, and it seems like it was coming and coming close and coming close and coming close. So this one is a little bit of a surprise to me in terms of where are these new calls coming from and what has happened to derail that renovation project. I mean, I think
that is the news in terms of the fact that there was money set aside
and not yet
and allocated for the renovation, and to date the renovation not finished. So people are like, hello, what is the deal?
Especially with such an important building
as a journalist
with such a history.
Depth, we can dig and see What
What's
has
the
caused,
hold-up?
as Dennis is asking, what has caused the matter to be delayed and derailed? What is the issue? And how are we? Because, I mean, these monuments, you know, guys, are very important, you know? They go farther than just the building. It's
Of course,
people. It says something about a culture.
And it is the Ward Theatre is beyond a historical monument. Like, for instance, in my high school years, it was the performing arts artist's dream that you're going to perform at the Ward. That it was a thing. Like we did the JCDC with this piece throughout the country, and then at the national finals we got to go to the Ward Theatre. It's like the Apollo.
Yes, yes.
You know, that's our Apollo Theatre, and it was the epitome of performing arts brilliance. And if you love the little theatre, then I mean the Ward Theatre would blow your mind. And nowhere else in the region, nowhere else in the Western Hemisphere, dare I say nowhere else in the world, would you have that sitting there against us.
Yep, absolutely.
But and that is why this kind of catches me off guard, because it seemed like it was so far in the renovation. So what caused the pause? What caused the cessation?
Well, I guess the newsroom can go and investigate, and then so they have some
Would have
homework,
loved
right?
for that to have been
What has
done-
caused
to
the
have been
cessation?
done.
What has caused the delay? And we just unveil it right here on CVM. You see that?
All right.
Look at homework. News team.
Sounds
Good
good.
morning.
That's
How are you? Right.
So that's what I have for you until 7 a.m. in the news.
Okay, love. Thank you so very much. Dennis. Hi. How are you? Yeah, that's our morning headlines coming up. Vive la France! Français, bonjour! Comment ça va? Très bien, merci beaucoup. We have a special check-in from the Continental Checkup in Diaspora Link Up when we return. Please do stay with us.